Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. All right, so as y'all know, Donald Trump won the election, and now the post-election fireworks are starting to take off. Things are getting interesting. Fox News' Jacqui Heinrich starts pressing Karine Jean-Pierre about President Biden's past claims about President-elect Donald Trump, and things get a little bit heated. They keep escalating through the length of this clip. Karine tries to keep her cool, but I think she starts to lose it towards the end of it. I want to get y'all's opinion on this, guys, so definitely watch to the end. We're going to talk more about it after you watch this clip. And guys, do me a big favor and hit that like button. Okay, y'all check out this clip.
The president and government officials to Lima to the APEC summit.
I'm sorry, what's the?
Are members of the Trump team traveling, or are they going to be in Lima?
You're going to have to ask the Trump team. I can only speak for the president. Yeah. Go ahead, Jacqui.
Great. Just to follow up on the pardon question, is a commutation also still off the table?
For who are you talking about? Oh, no. I mean, we're not. That's not what we're going to do.
You had said on Air Force One that the president would not consider a commutation of his sentence.
Yeah, that
you're saying that still stands?
Yeah,
okay,
great. Yeah.
And then I heard you earlier in the briefing talking about the pandemic's role in the outcome of this election. And it sounds like that is being looked at internally as potentially one of the causes of this outcome. But Richie Torres, the congressman, tweeted, Donald Trump has no greater friend than the far left, which has managed to alienate historic numbers of Latinos, Blacks, Asians, and Jews from the Democratic Party with absurdities like defund the police or from the river to the sea or Latinx. Is the administration, campaign, the Democratic Party looking at the pandemic as the cause rather than, is that easier than looking in the mirror?
So look, let's step back here. I think I've been, and the president and the vice president has been pretty clear in understanding that the American people have spoken and respecting that. I think we have tried to be incredibly respectful of what happened 2 nights ago. And we're going to continue to do that. And I'm not going to speak to every person in the Democratic Party who has an opinion or a thought. I'm just not. It is not something that I'm going to do. I talked about the political toll on incumbent parties around the world as a data point, right? As something that we have seen pretty consistently with G7 allies in this time. And obviously, one of the things that occurred was the pandemic. It did. It caused disruption. It caused the supply chain to be disrupted and and caused the economy to be turned upside down. While we put policies, and we are in fact leading the world on the economy, it doesn't stop the fact that there has been a political toll for incumbents. That is something that I'm telling you as a data point to share, because we know that you guys would have questions. That's a data point that I'm using. And I'm also saying that there's going to be election experts in the next days, weeks, months, who are going to, again, looking under the hood, kick the tires, trying to figure out exactly what happened 2 nights ago. And so there are the pundits. They're going to speak to that. They're the experts. And so we'll have more information as they look at the data. And so we'll leave that to them. And so I'm offering you our perspective, our thoughts, how we're going to move forward in the next 74 days. And I think what Americans should be assured of is that this is a president that's going to put the American people first. That's what people can be assured for.
Is examination happening at all inside, though? Because as Gabe mentioned, this administration messaged to millions of Americans that they're going to wake up the day after the election if Trump won and have their rights stripped away, that democracy would crumble. And the president said today we're going to be okay. So how do you square that?
I can't square that. I'm going to square that in a way that hopefully makes sense, because I've been answering this question multiple times. The American people made the decision. There was an election 2 nights ago. There was. And it was a free and fair election. And we respect the election process. We do. And Americans spoke. And so the job of the president is to make sure we respect that. The job of the president is to make sure that we have a peaceful transfer of power. That is what the American people deserve. And that's what we're going to, it's not complicated. It's truly as simple as that. As simple as that. The president called the president-elect, invited him to the White House. You know why? Because that's customary. That is customary. That is what you do. If you respect what the American people decided, that's what you do. And that's what the president's going to make sure that the Trump transition has what it needs, which is being led obviously by our chief of staff here. Why? Because the president wants to lead by example. It's not complicated. It really isn't. And you know, that's important.
By example, is the message to people who are fearful based on what the messaging was about the stakes?
Well, now you're just twisting everything around, and that's really unfair. No, it is. No, Jacqui, it's unfair because I've been standing here trying to be very respectful to what happened the last two nights ago. Being respectful. I've been standing here saying that we respect the decision that the American people made. I've been standing here and saying that the president's going to put the American people first. I've been standing here talking about how the president's going to make sure that they get what they deserve, which is a peaceful transfer of power. I do not appreciate having my words twisted. That is, I have been very clear, very clear about what the president wants to do and the vice president. We want to make sure that we deliver for the American people. They deserve a peaceful transfer of power, and that's what you're going to see. Thanks, everybody.
Wow. All right. So as y'all can see, she got a little bit heated there. Karine was doing well for a while, but eventually Jacqui got under her skin to the point where she closed the book and walked out. Now, guys, look at some of the questions that Jacqui Heinrich from Fox News is asking. She says, we're going to wake up. Well, first of all, she talked about why did Biden and Harris lose, right? Was it the pandemic? Or was it, she goes off on this, or was it because the far left alienated the minorities, blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, right? Due to their extreme policies. Black Lives Matter. You know, this whole message of police brutality. All of this that they did, all of these far left crazy propaganda, was it that caused it? And guys, I'm actually kind of curious, like, what are your thoughts, guys? Was it the pandemic? I don't think it was the pandemic. I think Karine came back to that point and she said, yeah, we're blaming COVID because, and she even used these words, she said it's a data point. COVID? I think that's why Donald Trump may have lost. Not even to mention the idea that the election might have been stolen from him. But COVID definitely messed up Trump's ability to win that second term. But messing up Biden or messing up Harris? I don't think so. Then she says, really, then she goes into this point that experts are going to try to figure it out. And honestly, what that tells me is that Karine has no idea. She still is a little bit shook. She doesn't understand why in the world she is standing there at that podium in a world where Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States. She didn't see it coming. She did not know this was going to happen. And I don't think she's wrapped her head around it yet. Then Jacqui goes into these ideas finally towards the end that really gets under her skin of, you're going to, this messaging from Biden, from the Harris campaign, that you're going to wake up after the election. If Trump wins, your rights are going to be stripped away from you. Democracy is just going to crumble, right? And now Biden makes a statement that says everything's going to be okay. It's okay, guys. Everything's going to be all right. And so, Jacqui's like, hey, how does he go from democracy's going to crumble to everything's going to be okay in one day? Why did they switch on the messaging? And guys, I think that's a fantastic question, honestly. You've got to hold these people accountable. And really all this talk about fascism, like that Donald Trump is a fascist, honestly, guys, it's disrespectful. It is disrespectful to anyone who's had to live under an actual fascist government. It's disrespectful to anyone that's actually had to live under a dictator-like government. It's disrespectful for those that had to survive Mussolini, Stalin, Hitler. It is disrespectful for those that are having to live in North Korea today. It is disrespectful to the military that is going into Ukraine and the families that they're leaving at home that are under Putin today. It is disrespectful to compare Donald Trump to these world dictators and actual fascist regimes. And now that Donald Trump's won, and they're waking up and having to smell the coffee. Like, they're having to say, wow, maybe we went too far. What do you think? Yeah. Because you just called over half of America fascist and trash and garbage. That's where we're at. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you really think. All right, I can't wait to see all the thoughts that y'all have. And I'll see you again, guys, tomorrow with another video. Y'all take it easy. Peace.